You know to snatch the gangster right off a motherfucker. Now look. If you have not broken any traffic laws, I do not want you to. What you say is, I do not consent to search of my property or my person.
Okay.
Am I free to go? Am I being detained? If they say yes, say, what reason are you detaining me for? Because all I can see is I'm standing here, or I'm sitting here in a car, minding my own business with a video camera.
Sure.
You know, so seriously, they have no legal cause to stop us. You know, they might be curious, it might freak their shit because we're following them, but, you know...
But couldn't they possibly get us under some kind of terrorist kind of law?
No,
like
there is no...
terrorizing officers by following them.
And film him law.
There's no law about that.
No, there's harassment,
Cool,
but you have to be doing it constantly to the same person.
This is Mike Bluehair in Higher Massmouth. We are on a stakeout currently. We are staking out a canine unit that is directly across from us. We were following the canine unit starting around Powell and 82nd. Currently we are... What's the street up here, Mike?
Oh, gee, I have no freaking idea.
Fremont?
This is not my neighborhood. Fremont.
I think it's Fremont, ain't it?
Yeah, it's 82nd and Fremont, I think.
So we followed him to 82nd and Fremont. There's a massive structure that says Great Floors. So it's some kind of flooring company. He pulled into that, and then we pulled into the subway, which has a drive-through still open across the street, in order to monitor the gang members' activity. Gang members stayed behind the Great Floors for a good 5 to 7 minutes, and now he is ready to turn onto the street and sitting there. It's quite possible that he's simply just waiting for orders.
Yeah, it also looks that he's, or looks like that he's, stalking traffic, like people that are speeding, or, you know, because...
Just a speed trap,
you can see him from this direction, but if you were driving the other direction...
You wouldn't see him, sure.
You could ambush his prey, you know, ticket them, and suck revenue out of them for our corporate lords and masters more efficiently if he's hiding his car for the traffic coming towards us. So I think
good point.
That may be what's going on here.
It could be also that maybe it's...
He may have noticed
it's getting towards him. He might be noticing we're stalking him, but it could be that it's getting towards drunk 30.
Yeah.
So he might just be hanging out and waiting for the drunks.
Right.
And maybe they do that on certain streets, just a theory, as a strategy, because it makes sense as a strategy. If you're gonna on 82nd, on 122nd, on Foster, on Powell, on the big streets.
Depending on who you ask, you're right. There is a fuck ton or an ass load
get a web.
Strip clubs and bars down yonder way, so that may be what's going on.
Yeah, so he might be like the tail end of the web, or the middle part of the web of 82nd, and maybe there's another guy stationed at some random location like this, you know, on 82nd and Powell or something, and then just random cops patrolling in between. You know, the other cool thing about 82nd, though, as far as it's very easy to get to any of the freeways. So strategically, it makes perfect sense to just randomly patrol and harass individuals on 82nd.
Well, yeah. Well, just earlier when we were filming that young lady, and I walked up and said what she's being contacted for conspiracy to eat potato chips on the curb, but turns out that she was actually being talked to for conspiracy to eat ramen noodle. We identified the illicit, you know, the illicit substance that she was consuming.
Is there a zoom button on this, bro?
There is not, and you don't want to use it anyway if there is, because a digital zoom sucks. It pixelates your shit.
Oh, does it?
Yeah. Hiram just bought this lovely camera. I mean, you know, fuck me, you might want to use it, it's your shit, but like, it's gonna pixelate when you do it.
Yeah, it's waterproof, so I mean, we are in Portland, that's the reason I got this sucker.
Yeah,
But it looks like slightly better quality. About 5 minutes.
What time is it there, Mr. Asman?
It is 1:51. We're still on the stakeout. We're gonna sign off, and when there's some action, then
we'll come back.
Check Mike's video or my video, and we'll see if we can catch this gang member trying to harass somebody or possibly do a legit service of some sort.
Right. Because we're all
FCP.
Yeah, we're all about giving the cops a chance to do something good. I mean, last week, in fact,
Absolutely.
I had the opportunity to film. It was at the Barrel Room Bar. It was across the street from it, and there was a homeless lady in the doorway. And two policemen walked up and started talking to her, and I started filming, and she waved me off and said she doesn't consent to being filmed. And most of the time, if the person doesn't want to be filmed, I turn the camera off. But this time I did. I turned it off to, you know, comply with the woman's wishes. And turns out that they were talking to the homeless woman because there was these jock retards throwing rocks and shit at her from across the way. And I turned around and saw that the cops were, after talking to her, talking to a group of 4 jock-looking guys. And I had no idea what was going on. I filmed the whole encounter, and then I turned the camera off when the cops got done giving one of them a citation for something or whatnot. And I asked the officer, you know, how's your day going? And the cop said back to me, you know, my night, and I giggled because, you know, I'm nocturnal, and I think of nighttime as daytime.
Days,
and
sure.
it's hard for me to perceive it that way. And he corrected me, and I snickered. And he said, well, not too bad. I mean, if I didn't have to deal with douchebags like this guy. And I'm like, well, what's up? What happened? And he's like, well, that guy was like, and his friends were picking on that homeless woman, and we had to, you know, tell him to stop it and like write him a ticket or whatnot. And you know,
Cool.
I thank the cop for defending that woman and her right to be, you know, sleeping where she wants. You know, she wasn't bothering anybody. She was sleeping in a doorway. And personally, I'm proud of cops. I'm proud of law enforcement when they do something in defense of the how we perceive the weakest or most feeble of our population, which are the homeless. And that woman seemed to be mentally ill as well. When our law enforcement defend the weakest among us, I feel that they are doing a service to our community, and I thank the officer for that. So we're not all about just
Awesome.
bashing cops at FTP Portland, and I encourage good cops. You know, when I see cops doing good things, and I see it quite often, to be perfectly honest, I see cops trying to do things to help out their fellow men, but there are the bad cops out there. There are the cops that are doing it because they're a sociopath and they get off on the power, and those are the ones we hunt with our video cameras. You know, those are the ones that, you know, I lay in bed at night all woody pantsed about crucifying them with this camera. I mean, so it's a mixed bag here at FTP Portland, and like Hiram said, this is kind of a boring stakeout, and we decided to do a little babbling at you to make the video more interesting. But if the cop does indeed move, or we get tired of just sitting here staring at him, we'll let you know. If not, this is Mike Bluehair signing off for FTP Portland.
FTP Portland, the time is 1:55. It's been a 30-minute stakeout. Hopefully we get some action in the next 30 minutes. And we'll keep you posted, y'all.